Okay, it's rap pack to my pulse flat. We keep it real, no false rap. I got 4 cars and they all black. Got 4 bras and they all that. We call that ballin'. Doing this is my calling. Flow is so appalling. My phone off and she calling.
What's going on YouTube, and welcome back to Nth-Level Entertainment, the most awesome series, comic book and movie related YouTube channel in South Africa. I am your host Z the Entertainer, aka Zwelethu Mahlangu, and welcome back to the 50 greatest movies of all time review series. I know we've been off air for some time. I think it's actually been over a year, but a lot of preoccupations ensued. My life took a lot of different directions that didn't leave a lot of time for all of the projects that I have for this channel. But I'm in a situation now where I think I may finally be able to actually catch up and be more consistent. So this is going to be episode 13 of the 50 greatest movies of all time series, and today we're reviewing My Sassy Girl. So this is number 14 actually, on IMDb's 50 greatest movies ever made list. It's a foreign language film. It's a Korean film, to be specific. It's basically a romantic comedy, but not your typical romantic comedy. Not typical in the sense that it doesn't follow the same predictable formula. For example, in romantic comedies, they've got this thing called meet cute, where we see the couple meeting for the first time. It's supposed to be cute, so on and so forth. The formula is so predictable that they have terms like that for the elements that make up a good romantic comedy. So this one is very different. Unfortunately, I don't know any of the character names. I tried to read the director's name a little while ago before shooting this video. I've completely forgotten. I feel completely racist in that regard. But I did thoroughly enjoy this movie though. It's very unique, like I said, very different. The main characters basically meet on a subway. The male lead is someone who is very sort of like, awkward and shy and kind of nerdy, whereas the female lead is someone who's very brash, confident and outgoing, and so on and so forth. By some people's standards, they might even say obnoxious, by how carefree and so far outside of normal social thinking she is. They meet on a subway. She's basically drunk out of her mind, and she's about to fall onto the train tracks when an oncoming train approaches, and the guy basically rescues her, and that's how he meets her. He was unattracted to her at first because he hates those kind of women. They disgust him, apparently, according to his internal dialogue in the narrative. But through a series of events where he's trying to be kind to her and keep her safe, they eventually grow closer. And she kind of helps him out of his comfort zones and so on and so forth. It's very different. So what makes elements like that about this movie different from the usual romantic comedy thing is that those kind of roles are normally reversed. The guy is normally the cool macho guy, and the girl is the one who's a bit of a damsel in distress kind of thing. And he's sort of the one to save her out of her normal existence. In this one, it's very reversed. As the story goes on further, we find out that obviously they grow closer. They start building a bit of an affection to each other, and much later in the film we find out that she was actually trying to get over someone that she had been in a relationship with, that she was trying to get over, and she saw a lot of the similar qualities of this person in this guy. But now the big twist comes at the very end of the film, when after she had told him that through letters she had regularly met the mother of this deceased boyfriend, who said that she's got someone that she wants to introduce him to, only to find that it was actually the dude that she met throughout the movie. He was the brother of the guy who had just passed away that she was referring to, and the mother wanted to introduce her to him, his son. So it plays very heavily on the topics of serendipity. There was a whole movie based on that word. There was actually titled Serendipity, which was a romantic comedy of similar kind of thing, where fate kept on sort of either pulling them apart or bringing them together. There was actually even a scene where she sees him off onto a train. They're supposed to be departing for a long time. He decides last minute to jump off the train just as she decides to jump on, and that way they continue to be separated. And then in other ways, fate actually pulls them together, through very strange circumstances. So it was a refreshing watch. Again, very different from the things I'm normally used to watching, but it was a very refreshing change from the norm. If you're actually considering watching a romantic comedy for the sake of whatever reason, date night, or you just feeling like watching something different, I actually recommend this film. The longer I stayed watching it, the more I saw why it's actually one of the 50 greatest movies of all time. Because, like, you know, at some point towards the end of the movie, they actually spent like 2 years apart, which is obviously sped up through the narrative. But he ends up sort of accomplishing a lot of the things that she wanted to help him. She wanted help from him to accomplish in her absence. Like, you know, she was a budding screenplay writer, and he ended up writing a screenplay about her and selling it to some people successfully, and they actually made a movie about it. It was very touching in how, you know, like some of the character traits that you learn about these people throughout the movie are built up on in meaningful ways through the narrative. It was very clever writing. You know, albeit the fact that it was a foreign language film. Thank God I had subtitles watching it. But the narrative itself was actually good enough to transcend that annoyance for me of it being a foreign language film. You know, I was actually able to stay with it, stay captivated, enjoy the whole thing. I was quite surprisingly impressed. I would recommend anyone looking for a change from the norm to check out My Sassy Girl. But yeah, that'll end my review for it. The rating I'll give it is I would say a good 9 out of 10. You know, the only one point that's taken away from it is the fact that I didn't understand what they were saying, save for the subtitles. The only English in that movie that I heard was when someone was phoning, when she was trying to call him, and the operator voice came on the line saying that the number does not exist or something like that. That was the only piece of English in the entire film. But yeah, that's gonna conclude my review. You guys let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this movie, if you've seen it, or what you think of this review, or if you're interested in watching it or not. And if you liked this video, please click on the thumbs up icon, leave us a like. And if you'd like to see more, please subscribe, and be sure to click on the bell icon so you are notified every time I drop new content on this here channel. As usual, guys, I've been Z the Entertainer. Thank you for hanging out. And as usual, take care of each other, stay awesome, stay chasing your dreams, please, to infinity and beyond.
Hey guys, thanks a lot. If you want to see some more from us, click here or click here.